And we're back. SNRF Quest Year 4. Yeehaw. Oh, that sun's probably blinding you right now. So let's see what's been going on. It's been a weak winter around here. Lassen Park got the road open earlier than normal, like Memorial Day weekend, which is pretty rare. Not a lot of snow. Bad winter, really, for the Sierra, the whole Sierra. A lot of moisture. We had a lot of rain early, but not a ton of snow. No huge Sierra Nevada red fox news. Well, I guess since last year, they got a collar on a southern fox. That was big news. Down in the Mammoth area. Hopefully that will bring a bunch of data about, you know, the movements and patterns of those foxes down there. So that's pretty awesome. There's not been a collared one down there. In spite of it being a bigger population and all that. There's also, yeah, I said there's not much going on, but there's been a lot since the last time I did a video. There have been detections of Sierra Nevada red fox in the Lake Tahoe basin over the last year or so, which is very huge. Because up until this last year, there was nothing further north than like the Mokelumne Wilderness, like Carson Pass, south of Tahoe a little bit. So hopefully that means they're either distributed a little further north than we think, or at least traveling through more often than we had understood them to be. And that would be the hope, would be that that population can eventually link up to this population in Lassen. So that's one step closer. That puts them closer than the Crater Lake, Oregon guys, which are the next little pocket of them further north. So that's pretty big to know that they're making appearances in the Tahoe area. It's super exciting. So we are working our way uphill. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's about 55 degrees. I'm at about 8,500 feet. Still a bunch of snow on the ground, but not normal Lassen Park amounts of snow for this time of year. But I think this is a little hole in the rock cave place. Yeah, everything looks so different. I'm gonna stop here and put up a trail cam. So it does look pretty wet down there. If you remember last year, I was debating putting a trail cam in this cave and like pointing it out, but I was worried that the snow would fill it and it would kind of melt out. I probably could have done that, I guess is what I'm saying. The winter has been weak, so I probably could have done that. I don't know if I'd get anything. It's kind of wet in there, it's sloped. I'm sure ant critters check it out. I did get a Sierra Nevada red fox right here. I got plenty of pine marten footage right here. So I'm gonna put a camera back in this spot. Not a camera trap yet, but a trail cam. And we'll see what we get. And we're gonna do a little product placement here. I was asked to test and try out these Bevagor batteries. Bevagor Battery Company reached out and said, hey, would you want to test our lithium batteries? And I said, sure. And I also would love to test your rechargeable batteries, because that's what I use in my camera traps. So they sent me a bunch of each and asked me if I would give them an unbiased review in trail cams and camera traps. So I've been using their rechargeables in my camera traps. I put a video on my YouTube channel, on Facebook, kind of showing you how those did, and they did fine. They did pretty good. Now I'm going to try their lithiums, which I have not tried yet in trail cams this season. So we'll see what kind of performance we get out of them. They're significantly less expensive than all the big name lithium batteries. Lithiums usually do way better in trail cams. So they gave me an affiliate link. So if you buy anything with my link, I get like a little kickback, which is fun. So I'll put that link in the description of this video if you want to try the Bevagors, but we'll keep tabs on them, see how they do this season. All right, there we go. All dialed in with the Bevagors. Bam. All right, that's kind of how we're looking. That guy's all piled with rocks, looking across. So anybody that goes in there will get detected. We'll see what we get this first round at the cave cam. So fun personal note, I just got back from a bucket list trip to Patagonia. Absolutely amazing. I saw all the critters. I went out for 3 days with a puma guide and saw puma kittens in the wild, and 5 pumas total in 3 days. Did a ton of hiking, amazing landscapes, all the Patagonia stuff around Torres del Paine National Park in southern Chile, and also went down to the island of Tierra del Fuego and visited a penguin colony, which is something I've never done. We don't have penguins around Lassen Park. Absolutely awesome. So tons of that content on my Facebook, Instagram, and website if you want to see some of those images. But crazy trip. I'd love to go back already and do more of that. Man, feeling the altitude. We're getting there, almost up to SNRF Rock. Yeehaw. All right, all right. Getting used to this place, huh? What has happened here in a year? There it is. Camera's sitting proud up there. So another winner. See what that guy got. Kind of curious. Even see if it has battery after a winter. Oh, look at that. It's alive. There are 141 videos on there. 141. Flipping through, just seeing the cover photo here. There's one at night at 1:35. Martin, obviously a martin. Another night one. Martin. That's recent. That's within, let's say in May 12th for that martin. Now I'm seeing snow. There's a cool martin in the snow clip on April 28th. Another martin. This is like, I wish this was Pine Martin Quest instead of SNRF Quest. I'd be killing it. Boom! We got a fox. Yeah. On April 23rd. Sierra Nevada red fox, obviously. Always good to get a SNRF on SNRF Quest. That is exciting. Going back in time. Oh, that's a recent storm. So April 23rd, there was a bunch of snow. April 20th, it was melting off from the winter. More pine marten. And another fox. Woohoo! April 4th. Good shot of one. Man, if I don't get a fox on a camera trap in this location anytime soon, it feels like, why not? I mean, it's crazy to get a couple detections like that. That's fun. More snow. Now we're into like winter snow in March. Big snow. It's fun. More pine marten. Wow. All right, December 31st, tons of snow. Pine marten running around. December 18th, it looks like summer up here. It's crazy. No snow. What a weird winter. Okay, I got a situation. I've done a dumb thing. At video 63, it looks like, I'm suddenly looking at videos of my backyard. So I did not format this memory card. So we did not have 141 videos. We had, what, 80 videos-ish in here. So I got lucky. We didn't fill the card. I didn't get a ton of wind triggers or anything. It looks like this camera performed awesomely, very well. This is a Blaze brand camera off of Amazon. But not a ton of false triggers, triggered on all the right stuff. So anyway, it looks like we got a couple clips of Sierra Nevada red fox, which is incredibly rare, incredibly awesome. And a couple of them just last month. So we're still in the right spot. The SNRF like it here. So we set up for the season. Get a camera trap going. All right, I'm sitting here thinking about this. I've been looking that way. I love the idea of the, you know, amazing background overlooking the, you know, the view. But a couple things are happening. Foxes are almost always coming at night, so you're not going to see that anyway. It's going to be like a black background. And so the camera's there looking over here, and the foxes are coming up more or less the same way, like in a fairly narrow channel over here, right? So I've gotten a couple that have just come too close to the camera, and I've gotten some that have come up and not tripped the camera because they're that way. I'm counting on, for that shot, I'm counting on a focus point like over here where this bush is. From back here, for that shot to work, I need a fox on the rock, you know, or at the plane of that bush or the rock over there. And they're just mostly coming up closer. So I'm thinking about scrapping that for a while and kind of setting up where my bag is over there, looking at the area they're coming from more. If I set up kind of by the cliff over here, like in here looking that way, you know, I can get some tree and stuff in the background, but it'll probably be night anyway. And I can set the trigger so that the camera will fire right as something kind of crests that little rise. I think it might increase my odds. So I'm gonna set up for that for this first round at least and see if that's smart or not. But it's a relatively narrow channel here where they seem to be coming up from, kind of from that flat area down there. Alrighty, here we are. Camera's got a pile of rocks right there. Looking at my path of travel. Got one flash over there, another one up in the tree over here for a little light from above. Triggers over here, I need to put some rocks on that to hold it down, but concept is whatever jumps up here will get triggered as it makes that jump up to the higher level. Focus point is way up here, like on the front edge of that rock. So with a little bit of delay on the trigger, what happens is when I walk it, I step up, I keep moving, and the camera pops about here. In theory, it's a sweet setup. All right, we got trail cam. I moved it down there onto that dead log. Just kind of overlooking the lower spot. Hopefully see if anybody jumps up there. I'm liking that. Digging that setup. I think it may work. So we'll see. I'm gonna make this one short. I'm hoping to get back up here within the next week or two and set up another camera trap, probably back down at that little cave, and we'll get right back at it. So there you go, another winter in the books. Year 4 has begun, and we got some very fun and very rare Sierra Nevada red fox footage. So super cool. I'll leave you with that, and we'll keep chasing these guys here in Lassen Park. But fun deal, and thanks for tagging along. We'll see you next time.